This video is brought to you by Rita. No, that's not a sponsor. It's my best friend. I was super struggling to come up with a video idea for today and she helped me out. So everybody say thank you, Rita, in the comments. By the way, quick unrelated note, but I'm a pink girl for life, but I don't know. I think blue might be my color. Just, hello? Anyway, today I'm going to share with you guys 5 super beginner-friendly coaster patterns that you can stitch up right now. Hey, babes! Welcome or welcome back to Moonbae Crochet. It is Brandy and today I want to share with you guys 5 super beginner friendly and quick crochet patterns for coasters. Now I don't know about where you guys live. I live in California, but not like the typical California that people think when they think California weather. I live in a part of California that seems like it takes literally years to like get the summer weather, you know? I feel like we just barely entered like what is going to be the beginning of our summer and it's like late August. So yeah, the weather's been lovely lately. Where was this all June and July? Lord knows. With all that being said, sometimes during the hot seasons of the year, it seems a little repulsive to use the chenilles, the velvets, the blankets, you know, those types of yarn. They're really thick and warm. And yes, are they beautiful and fun? Of course. But sometimes I just want to work on something that's a little more light and airy, you know? I don't want to put down my crochet entirely. I just need a little break from the warm fabrics. So enter the perfect reason for you to use cotton yarn coasters. In case you are new here, my name is Brandy. I love to do crochet content on here, sharing about patterns that I love, having a little crochet and chit chat moment with y'all, reading stories, getting cute, cozy, and crafty with you guys. So if any of that kind of content sounds interesting to you, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, sticking around. We have lots of fun here. And without further ado, let's hop right into the subject matter. I'd like to give a really quick disclaimer and apology if you guys hear some kind of weird machinery going on in the background. Somebody outside is working on their car with what sounds like power tools. Unfortunately, I cannot control what's going on outside. I can only control how it's making me react and feel. It is making me feel irritated, but I'm going to react calmly and press on with this video as if nothing is happening, okay? So if you hear it, please just try to ignore it. I apologize. So, crochet coasters to me are some of the best projects to make because I feel like you can bust out a ton of them in a short amount of time. So they're perfect for things like market prepping. They're perfect if you need to just give somebody like a cute little gift, a housewarming gift, a little Christmas like stocking stuffer gift, even a birthday gift. I mean, seriously, everybody uses coasters, or they should at least. I don't know about you, but I don't like, you know, condensating glasses sitting on my wood surfaces. And this is exactly why I think crochet coasters are the best, because if you use the correct material, and we'll get into that in a second, they perfectly soak up any condensation that's on them. They protect your surfaces if your mug or glass is really hot. You can even make big ones to kind of make it like a, what do you call that thing? Like a trivet? I don't know, but like a big, huge coaster basically, or like even a pot holder. I've used pot holders in this case to like set a pan on, you know, if you're taking it off the stove and you're gonna like serve something out of it, you want it off the heat, but you don't want to put it directly on your counter. You don't want to like mess stuff up. Crochet coasters, trivets, whatever, these types of things are perfect for that if you use the correct material, which in my opinion, cotton is the only way to go for this. I'll get into it a little bit later, but I know some people are like, oh, cute little, here's a crochet tutorial for a coaster, and it's like the cutest coaster you've ever seen, but in the video they're using acrylic yarn. Now, I highly do not recommend this. Acrylic is plastic essentially, and what happens when you get plastic really hot? It melts. So, you know, is your mug of coffee going to melt your crochet coaster? Probably not. It's probably not that hot, you know, if your coaster is made out of acrylic. However, if you're wearing a cotton t-shirt and you get some kind of condensation on it, if it gets a little wet, what's going to happen? It's going to soak into the material and then it's going to dry. But what happens if you get plastic wet? The wet just sits on it. And so this is what I don't like about using acrylic for things like this, is because if it's really hot, you have the potential to melt it. If it's really cold and it's condensating, all that's going to happen is that the moisture is just going to kind of sit on top of the coaster, and like to the point where you could probably take your glass off and shake off the coaster and you'll get droplets like flying everywhere. You know, I don't like that. So in my opinion, always use cotton yarn when making coasters or anything really that's going to be used for this kind of thing. Like even koozies, like I make can koozies sometimes. Cotton yarn. You want it to soak up. You don't want it to just be slipping around and get wet. So with all that being said, I have 5 patterns here that I'd like to share with you that I have tested and made. That way I can say with 100% certainty, yes, this is a great pattern, go check it out, to share with you in case you have been wanting a reason to A, use up cotton yarn, B, market prep something, C, maybe like fill up your make-ahead stash or whatever for like the upcoming gift giving season. Whatever the reason that you need something quick and fun to crochet, I got you, and I'm going to share these patterns with you now. Let's go ahead and start with the one that matches my outfit. It is this cute, adorable little sunflower coaster. Now, obviously, I made mine in blue and cream. Not a typical sunflower coaster, but it definitely does still have that sunflower shape. I also feel as though if you made the entire thing, like no color change, if you just made the entire piece in red during the Christmas season, it could kind of look like a poinsettia. But obviously if you make the middle brown and the petals yellow, you'll have a beautiful little sunflower. Oh, I forgot to mention all of these patterns that I'm going to share with you guys today have video tutorials. So if you're a visual learner like I am, or if you like to follow along with a video, it's great for you guys. So this crochet sunflower coaster pattern is by Cute Crochet here on YouTube. This is the video here. It is titled Crochet Easy Sunflower Coaster with Basket, because she shows you the pattern for how to make the coaster. You know, you can make 4 of them, whatever. And then she also shows a pattern in there for how to make a basket to hold all of them, because like that's perfect rather than just having like a little stack of sunflower coasters, which, you know, nothing wrong with that. But you can have them in a cute little holder too. A lot of like the coaster sets that you'll get at stores come with little holders or some kind of like thing, you know, to stack them in. So hello, this tutorial is like best of both worlds. As far as quickness of making this pattern, I think the part that takes the longest is the petals, of course. The initial setup rows for the petals are easy, but you know, each petal has like all these repeating stitches and all that, but still very quick pattern. I think I can bust one of these out in like 20 minutes. So if literally like you give yourself an hour or two, you can make like quite a few of these. Now, granted, I did not make the little holder, but still I seriously think like if you dedicated 2 hours, you could easily bust out a whole set of 4 and the basket probably. Depending on how quick you are. I mean, this isn't a race. I have been on record saying I am not a fast crocheter. I'm not at all. I think it's a lot to do with because I get very distracted easily, but this is one of those patterns that kind of like is very fun. I love double crochets personally, and there's a lot of double crochet going on in this pattern. And yeah, I don't know, if you know somebody that loves floral things, you know, I think you could even make this the petals in white and then the middle in yellow, and then it would kind of look like a daisy. I know daisies are more round, but still, like, I think there's so many themes that you could go with this coaster pattern. Super cute. I love it very much, and I highly recommend you check it out. Next up, we have this fun one, which is the Sunrise Coaster by the Queen, TL Yarn Crafts, right here on YouTube. I'm sure if you follow this channel, you probably follow TL Yarn Crafts because hello, she's an icon. She has almost 1 million subs. Like, that's crazy. She literally like is such an inspiration to me. I see her, I see how big her channel is, and I'm like, we can do it. Crocheters out here who also like to make content, it's possible, okay? So, you know, I'm over here with my little amazing 3,700 subscribers. Thank you. But, you know, I have big dreams, and looking at Tony's channel, I'm like, damn, it's possible. But anyway, that's a very unnecessary tangent. I just had to say TL Yarn Crafts gives me like hope for the future. But she also provides the most incredible patterns, and this one right here is her Sunrise Coaster, and if you can see that like scallop border that goes all the way around, it is just such a gorgeous, perfect little coaster. And bonus is like if you have variegated cotton yarn that you want to use up, this is a fun one to do because the pattern itself is so simple that, I mean, obviously it looks beautiful in a solid color yarn as well, but doing it in something variegated like this almost makes it look like you put in way more effort than you actually did. Like, no, you actually just finished this coaster super fast. It only took you like 15 minutes. But look at this. This looks like it could have taken hours. Look at all those different colors. There's like 4 different shades in there. A cream and then like all these beautiful purples. It's gorgeous. So that's another like pro tip. If you want to do a fun crochet coaster, you know, but you have like variegated cotton to use, it's a good time to pull it out because sometimes these like really easy patterns can look extra fancy just by switching up the yarn that you're using. But yes, this TL Yarn Crafts video is the perfect video for beginners. The video is right here, and it's called Crochet 101 How to Crochet a Sunrise Coaster, and it's a stitch by stitch tutorial. So she purposely designed it to be for absolute beginners. You know, people who are just barely delving into crochet. She has plenty of tutorials on her page, but it's like if you just basically know, you know, how to make a magic ring, how to do a double crochet, she's basically like kind of putting it all together into one, like, here's how you make this project now with the basic knowledge that you have. And then I don't know, for very, very beginners, I think that is like such a satisfying feeling to like see all of your skills start to come together, and like you can actually form things now. And I mean, you guys, come on. Last time I did a market, the only time I ever did a market, I made about 10 or 15 sets of these. Most of them were in solid colors. But yeah, I just stitched one up for this video, and I used this like beautiful purple variegated color, and I just can't get over it. It just looks so gorgeous and fun. And another fun thing about variegated yarns is that if you make like 4 of them to be in a set, every single one is going to look slightly different. They're not going to match exactly because you never know when the yarn's going to cut off, when certain colors are going to switch, you know what I mean? So that's kind of fun too. But yes, highly recommend you go check out that Sunrise Coaster pattern from TL Yarn Crafts. Beautiful, amazing, quick, and very beginner friendly, of course. Now next we have a crochet coaster pattern that I would say is the most like involved one, like the most work I guess you're gonna have to put into one of these. However, I think the result is very worth it. And also, it is still very beginner friendly, like very, very beginner friendly. And it is this crochet present coaster from the queen, Jada in Stitches. You guys know I talk about Jada in Stitches all the time on this channel. I love her. I give Jada like credit always for like teaching me how to crochet. Like I learned through watching her channel. And so, following this tutorial here for this crochet pattern as now like a pretty experienced crocheter, it was very, very beginner friendly, but I didn't find the video too like slow for me because it's literally only 11 minutes long. It's one of her crochet quick fix videos. It's right here, and it's called Christmas Present Coaster or Applique Crochet Quick Fix Pattern and Tutorial. And when she says quick fix, it's very, very quick. The video is only like 11 minutes long. She teaches you how to make the present base and then how to do this cute little ribbon. And I thought at first like, oh, I wonder if the ribbon's gonna kind of get in the way on the coaster, but no, like a glass could fit perfectly right here. You have plenty of room, and then the bow just sits up here, and it's just so stinking adorable. I made mine in pink because I love pink, and then I made my bow in red, but you could obviously do any color under the sun. Like I think that these would just look so adorable sitting out for Christmas time. Now the only thing is this one is a little bit more sew heavy than all the other ones. All the other ones you have like at most 4 ends to sew in. Like for this TL Yarn Crafts one, I think I only had to sew in 2 ends because the whole thing was made in one piece, you know. Now this is the base is, I mean, it's one piece technically. You make this block and then you attach the ribbon color in the middle to do the ribbon, and then you attach here. And I like to cut my yarn off whenever I'm joining a new color. I don't know, that's just me. So you could end up with less, I think, than I did. But then you crochet the ribbon separately. You weave in those ends, and then you got to weave in any ends that you had for the base. And then you actually have to fold and like sew the ribbon on. So this is the only one that takes a little bit more time, I would say, and more sewing. But take it from me, I hate sewing. I do. It is the bane of my existence. I cannot stand assembling amigurumi. Everything about it just irritates me. I'm just like, oh god, like all this work, you know? But I did not find sewing on this ribbon to be egregious at all. In the tutorial, Jada in Stitches actually sews hers on with like thread, like needle and thread like you would use for just sewing normally. I just personally use my darning needle like with all my other amigurumis in every crochet project ever, and the same color yarn that I used for the ribbon. And yeah, it is a little bit more like you can notice it on the back, but it's like the coaster is meant to be like this anyways. Like nobody's really going to be staring at the back, so I don't really care. If you guys want to see, like you see those little, you know, lines, you know, these long stitches here. It's from me just kind of like pulling the yarn and like pushing it through the top to like get the bow sewn on. But to me, I'm like, I don't really care. It still lays perfectly flat, and you know, again, nobody's gonna see the back of it, so I didn't personally care. But if you do have access to needle and thread like normal sewers do, and you like to sew, I mean, hey, more power to you. I can't stand sewing, but I found sewing this on with the regular yarn and darning needle worked perfectly fine for me, and I just absolutely adore how this one came out. Again, perfect for Christmas. I think if you're doing any sort of gift giving this holiday season and you want to just throw in like a little crochet item, I think these would be perfect. Make up like 4 of them in whatever the person's favorite colors are. I just think, what do you mean? It's just so adorable. So yeah, that is that one. Next up, we have this adorable little like kawaii one. It's a bear coaster. Isn't it so stinking adorable? This one is by Lil Things here on YouTube. Now, if you literally just search in the YouTube search bar, cute crochet coaster pattern, this is probably going to be one of the first videos that pops up because it has like 1.5 million views or something like that. So go off, Lil Things. But yes, this pattern was so simple. And I will say, out of all the videos, and yes, I'm even talking about like TL Yarn Crafts, every single video that I am mentioning in this video, this is the most like detailed step-by-step video. I actually found myself having to like fast forward through a lot of it just to kind of like figure out what the pattern was. That way I could just go and do it, because I'm like, it can't be that hard, right? And it wasn't. It was very simple. I hope that this doesn't come off the wrong way. I thought like in the back of my head sort of, I was like, man, like this tutorial is like very slow paced, like basically get to the point, you know what I'm talking about? And then I took a step back and I was like, hold on, this tutorial isn't for me. It's not for me. So I can't sit here and judge it. This tutorial is for absolute beginners, because she shows you exactly how to make a magic ring, how to crochet into it, how to make double crochets, how to make single crochets, treble crochets. Everything is super detailed. She shows you everything step by step. The video is like 45 minutes long, and I think that if I was a brand new beginner to crochet, I could probably follow that pattern, and like I would be so incredibly grateful that she painstakingly went through the time and effort to make that video for me. But me, as I am right now, obviously that video ain't for me, because I know all of these things. But then I was, yeah, when I thought about it that way, I was like, oh wow, like this is a very super amazing tutorial for beginners. And so with all that said, if you happen to be a beginner to crochet, or maybe you knit, but you would like love to learn how to crochet, anything sort of like that, highly recommend you try out that tutorial, because I think the way that she explained everything, anybody could do it. Anybody. So with all that being said, I made this adorable little bear coaster. Like, look at the little ears. You guys, this is so cute. I feel like if you know somebody that's into like cutesy things, girly cutesy things, you could even make these in like pink and white. I went with the classic brown today, but then also like even tan. I think if you made like a set of 4 of them and like 2 of them were this chocolate brown and 2 of them were like more caramelly or tan, I feel like that would be so adorable. And again, just so simple. Like I think I could bust out one of these in 15 minutes. So like a whole set would take me maybe an hour. Like, you guys, what? An hour to make an entire set of coasters? I mean, that doesn't include weaving in the ends. Literally, do you know how annoying it was for me to weave in the ends for all of these coasters just to make this video? Because I was like, I can't come on here with loose ends in this video. Come on, let's have a little bit of pride, you know? But yeah, I would highly recommend you check out this video tutorial. It's super cute, and yeah, just so incredibly easy. And the last coaster pattern I'm going to share with you guys today is this adorable lily pad coaster. You guys, oh my gosh. When I saw this thumbnail on YouTube, I was like, adorable. My mom loves frogs. My entire life, all the decor in our apartment was always frogs and or pigs. My mom loves frogs and pigs. Very weird, but it's very cute also. And so I feel like something like this for her would be so adorable. She would probably prefer like a little blue flower, but I did mine in pink, obviously. Also, I think that this pattern has the potential to work out to be a little bit bigger. This one does kind of feel a little small for a coaster. especially with this flower here. Like, I wouldn't want my like drink to be kind of off kilter, you know. However, I think it's because, would you guys believe it, this was the only green cotton that I had in my stash. The only one. I had no greens. I was like, oh, okay, so, you know, maybe that gave me an excuse to go to the yarn store or whatever. Might hit up Michael's, I don't know. No, but I was like, wow, I discovered a need. I need more green cottons, because what in the world? And yes, this is it's a beautiful green, but I just feel like I need more like variety. This is, I don't know, not super versatile. But anyway, with all that being said, this is Lion Brand 24/7 cotton. And I think that Lion Brand 24/7 cotton runs just slightly thinner than all the other cottons, like Lily Sugar and Cream, Big Twist cotton, Peaches and Cream, all of those types of cotton yarns, you know. It's just slightly thinner. So because, okay, look, around, this is the exact same amount of stitches as the circumference of the bear's head, but you can see that the bear is just slightly bigger, and I feel like it would have been a little cuter if it had worked out bigger. So all that being said, I think I need a new green yarn, some green cotton. But anyway, this coaster tutorial was super, super quick and easy also, and just so adorable. The only thing is, in the video, which is crochet a lily pad coaster in 20 to 30 minutes, free pattern, Maddie Marie, the person who made the tutorial, uses acrylic yarn. Now, based on what I said in the beginning, I would highly not recommend that. If it works for her, then awesome. You know, I'm not trying to say that she did anything wrong by any means. That's her biz, not mine. But with all that being said, if you are going to go and follow that tutorial, I would just highly recommend you use cotton for all the reasons that I stated earlier. You want it to be able to soak up the condensation. You don't want it to melt if you put something really hot on it. So I recommend cotton. But look at it, you guys. And then she even shows like how to do a stitch that I didn't even know how to do. It's called a stacked single crochet. It's like, it gives you the length of a double crochet, but it gives you like a cleaner edge than chaining 3 for a double crochet. So it was kind of fun. I was like, oh, I learned something new today, and I love that. And yeah, there's a close-up of that one, and I just think it's just precious. It's just precious. I think honestly I could even have like probably sewed the flower off the edge a little bit and it still would have looked cute. And she was not lying. You could definitely complete this coaster pattern in 20 to 30 minutes. I think it literally only took me about 20, not including sewing the flower on though, and like weaving an end and stuff like that. So maybe 25 minutes. But yeah, I mean, super duper quick. Perfect for somebody that loves those like earthy things, or loves froggies, or loves, you know, the water, stuff like that, nature. I feel like this would be perfect. And then just put whatever color flower that you think that they would like, you know. I think any flower would work. This one obviously is perfect for me because it's pink. And those are our adorable little coaster patterns, you guys. These are so perfect. I don't know what reason it is that you might need a crochet coaster on hand, but I think that they make perfect gifts. I think they're so quick and easy. If you are just bored and you just feel like crocheting but you don't really know what to do, and maybe you're sick of working with the thicker yarns, you know, you want an excuse to use your smaller hook, you want an excuse to work with fabric that's less thick, less hot, still trying to stay cool in this summer weather, coasters are the way to go. Please let me know if you're going to check out any of these video tutorials that I shared with you guys today. They were all super amazing, and so big shout out to all of the channels and video tutorials that I mentioned today. Let me know in the comments what you guys have been working on lately and how you've been combating the summer heat. If you liked this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already. Thank you all so much for being here. As always, I so appreciate you. I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your day, week, month, and night, whatever you're having. Please enjoy yourself, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!